You're on this island that has beautiful waters, beautiful sunshine. You're about to dive into a cool beach. But as you're diving in, you find yourself swimming among a pool of old, empty Coke bottles, empty bottles of maybe beer, glass, and muddy paper. Not too pleasant, right? Well, this is something that could end up increasing if we don't take action to stop the amount of trash that we produce. Today I'm going to talk to you about recycling. And my information was gathered from the ASTC.org website, the California State University website, and also recycleitnow.net. First, I'm going to start by telling you a little bit of history or background information about trash. Then we'll move on to the benefits of recycling, and finally we'll end up with some interesting end products of recycled materials. So to start off with our trash history. First of all, on a quote that I found on the California State University website, says that every man, woman, and child in America produces 4 pounds of trash a day. When you take that number and multiply it by the population of the United States, you're talking about a whole lot of trash that we're producing. And also they say that the amount of aluminum cans alone that the Americans throw away in 3 months is enough to rebuild every commercial airplane in the United States. So we're talking about a lot of trash. So we have all this trash. We can't pile it up in our homes because that wouldn't be smelling too nice, and we can't dig in our backyard. So what do? We send it off to landfills. Landfills are constructed in a basic way in which they dig trenches into the ground and they layer it all the way to the top surface. At the bottom layer is where they stuff all this trash that we produce. And then on top they pile clay, and then a layer of gravel, a layer of dirt. And at the bottom layer they have what's called a pipeline, a collecting pipeline. And this is where all the fluids of decaying materials go to. But the problem with landfills is that those pipes can break. And when those pipes do break, the fluid that's been decomposing in all these materials and all this trash can leak out into our groundwater. And when that happens, the water we drink can become contaminated, and that's not a very good situation. And also, another problem with landfills is decomposition rates. There are hundreds and hundreds of landfills around the United States, but they'll soon be filled up because a lot of the materials that we throw into our trash actually take a very long time to decompose. Here I have a chart of how long certain materials take to decompose, and if we look at aluminum cans, they take 80 years to decompose. So it would take one of our lifetimes to have this little can be decomposed. And things like glass bottles, 500 years. So you're talking about a lot of trash that is not going to go anywhere. And soon enough, experts say that most of the landfills that we have today in the United States have about a life expectancy of 5 to 10 more years before they're maxed out at capacity. So we have all this trash, and we admit we have a trash problem. What can we do about it? Well, one of the simplest techniques that we can use is recycling. A lot of people don't like recycling because they say it's too much work or too much mess. But nowadays, recycling is just very simple. All you have to do is just put recycled materials together. You don't even have to separate them. Nationally, the recycling rate is about 27% of the population. But if we can get that number to rise, we can have very good benefits. Like, for example, the first benefit would be that we would save a lot of energy. The energy that we save from recycling one can, just one simple aluminum can, is enough to power a TV like this for 3 hours, or a normal 100-watt light bulb for 20 hours. So that's a lot of energy we're saving from one little can. Imagine if we recycled all of these materials. Next, another benefit of recycling is that we would cut municipal waste by 60 to 80%. So that would help us out tremendously with our landfill problems, because we're cutting that by more than half. So we would not have to be so worried about finding space to put our trash in. Which also would provide us for an cleaner environment, because we wouldn't have to worry so much about spillage from all this trash. And finally, the last benefit that I have written down is that you can get financial compensation. And what I mean by this is that certain facilities will allow you to turn in your recycled materials in exchange for money. I know that when I was younger, my grandfather used to collect cans, and he used to make quite a bit of money just for one bag of can, and we would go out and spend it. And also, it creates a lot of jobs and allows people to get money also. So, we have this recycled material, and not only is it benefiting us but the environment, and another way it benefits us is by the end products that these can produce. This plastic container, for example, can become beads that you can wear in your hair. It can be used to make a rug, or even ski jackets and backpacks. So, and this can, for example, this aluminum can become a car, can become your next dishwasher or your next washing machine, and even planes. This glass container, for example, can be used to make roads. It can be used to make surfboards if you're into surfing, and also tiles. So today I've talked to you about a little trash history. We talked about the benefits of recycling, and also we talked about some interesting end products of some of these materials. Coincidentally, November 15th is America Recycles Day. And on this day, I urge you that if you don't like recycling and you don't want to do it, at least take this day to challenge yourself to recycle everything you use that day. Thank you.
That was a really nicely done speech. She has so much nice supporting material. First of all, she showed us the harm that was caused by the fact that we don't recycle and we have so much trash. So she made it really clear that a lot of harm was caused. And then she used a variety of supporting material, quotations, statistics, to show how widespread it was. She also had the personal element in there, though. She talked about her grandfather. She talked about the different things you could do with the trash instead of throwing it away. I mean, she really covered all the bases in that. That was a really nice speech.
Oh my.